At 6 a.m., let's get right to some breaking news right now. Spokane police are at the scene of a shooting in North Spokane this morning.
KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones arrived about 30 minutes ago. Brandon, this is the second morning in a row police are responding to a shooting in Spokane. What have you learned about this latest situation?
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Like you mentioned, we got here about 40 minutes or so, and all we've been able to find out at this point is that there was an overnight early morning type of shooting. So the forensics unit is here, Spokane Police Department, they're all here as well. In the corner intersection of Lidgerwood and Wedgewood is currently blocked off. So not much we know besides the details that there was a shooting and that an investigation is actively taking place. I did get a chance to just speak with an employee of a retirement center that's right next to where this investigation is taking place, and she told me she's been working at the retirement center for about 16 years or so, and she says what she could tell us is that this particular area in North Spokane has had several problems and incidents like shootings and fights. So that's currently what we know. This is taking place here at the Serrano North Apartments, and that's where the investigation is taking place. Once we get any type of new details or any new information, we'll be sure to keep you updated across all KREM 2 platforms. But for now, reporting live here in North Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
New details are emerging in a deadly shooting in North Spokane, and this is a story we first brought to you as breaking news on Up with KREM. This morning, the woman accused is behind bars and charged with killing her own father.
Now, police say the suspect called 911 on herself. So KREM 2's Shannon Mounty was there in the courtroom when the suspect made her first appearance. She has more this morning.
Court documents say 31-year-old Alyssa Bradburn not only called 911 to report she had shot her dad, she also outlined her whole plan in writing. It began with an early morning phone call and a pre-dawn response from first responders.
What I woke up to was hearing the sirens and then the lights, and then as I got out of bed, I saw a fire truck with all the lights on pull down.
Tanya Mitchell has lived on North Cochran Street 25 years and says she thought the emergency response was for an ill neighbor. She later learned a man was shot in the house across the street.
You were arrested for one count, murder in the first degree, involving your father, Mr. Timothy Bradburn. Do you understand why you're in custody this afternoon?
Yes, I do.
Now Timothy Bradburn's daughter, Alyssa, is charged with his murder. Investigators say she called 911 around 1 a.m. to report she'd shot him at least twice as he walked into the home from a stay in Hawaii. Court records show Bradburn told police, quote, "My journal has my confession and everything in it." She said she'd planned the murder for 3 weeks, even going to a gun range to learn how to open the cartridge.
He does note that Ms. Bradburn indicated that she had been planning this for quite some time and she had taken affirmative steps in order to carry this homicide out.
She told investigators she put her dogs in a back room so the gunshot wouldn't harm them and wore earplugs. Mitchell says she didn't hear any shots Tuesday morning.
I'm a little shocked. With the way life is going, it kind of not, but at the same time to be so close on my block.
Court records detail why Bradburn says she did it, telling investigators her father beat her and beat their dogs. Investigators say she said she was okay going to jail. Quote, "It's the result. I killed someone, so you go to jail for that. He wasn't trying to kill me at the time." Bradburn is due back in court July 2nd. Shannon Mounty, KREM 2 News.
Time is 6:04. We're going to look at our weather forecast for today. We're already seeing a few light scattered showers this morning for the inland northwest as monsoon moisture arrives for the first time this year. So it's a little bit more mild, a little bit more humid than it usually is for the summertime. So Doppler radar is tracking a little bit of that activity, and most of this is passing towards the north and east. It's all very light. It's all very scattered, but that is the motion that we're seeing out of these scattered showers. Now this afternoon, we'll have a slightly better chance for thunderstorms. We'll have more on that coming up, but for your current temperatures, it is incredibly warm, even for a summer morning. 65 in Spokane and already 71 degrees currently in Moscow.
Well, we are just 3 days away from the largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the world. So happening today, Hoopfest players will find out some very important information.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. At 5 o'clock tonight, Hoopfest will officially release the brackets for the tournament. And this is when the teams will know who they will be facing. Or I should say, the different team names, and so they won't know exactly who. But this year, Hoopfest is expecting more than 6,000 teams to play. The first games tip off on Saturday morning. Tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m., teams can check in for the tournament at the Riverfront Park at the Pavilion Plaza. Your team can also check in on Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also happening today, Hooptown USA is celebrating its 2024 Hall of Fame inductees.
And there are some incredible athletes joining the Hall of Fame this year. Terry Kelly is a Gonzaga Prep and WSU alum who was on the founding board of Hoopfest. Adam Morrison went from the Meade Panthers to Gonzaga all the way to the LA Lakers, where he won 2 championships. And Tammy Tibbles grew up in the small eastern Washington town of Creston before making her way onto the GU basketball team, where she earned the state record for most points scored in a game in 1985.
Spokane native Linda Sheridan also is receiving this induction. She coached the Shadle Park Highlanders to back-to-back state championships in 1988 and 89. 10 trips to state, 7 GSL championships, and a gym named in her honor. And lastly, Larry Wendell started his 50-year officiating career in Spokane Valley and has gone on to work games for the then Pac-10, Big Sky, and West Coast Conference.
So the 2024 Hooptown Hall of Fame ceremony begins tonight at 6 p.m. It's taking place at the Hooptown USA Court Complex on the north bank of Riverfront Park. Tickets are $15. If you're interested in going, you can find the link to buy them on the Spokane Hoopfest Facebook page.
Right now on KREM.com, we have everything you need to know about Hoopfest, from parking to the event maps. We make it easy for you. Text the word Hoopfest to the number on your screen. That's 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a link.
Did you ever wear medals or awards that you did not earn?
No, not at all.
Washington Republican gubernatorial candidate Simi is defending his military history after accusations of stolen valor. Last week, the Washington State Republican Party released findings of an investigation into a reprimand letter that Byrd received in 2009 while he was in the Army. The reprimand letter alleges that Byrd wore awards and badges that he had not earned. It also states he noted those false awards in military records and signed 3 falsified non-commissioned officer evaluation reports. So GOP Party Chair Jim Walsh said that the document, quote, raises troubling issues. He also said the investigation found that Byrd earned his Bronze Star with Valor and other medals, but is still questioning some of his other accolades. So in an interview with our Seattle station, Byrd said that he did earn all of his medals, but he did admit that in that application for the Army's Warrant Officer Corps, he did submit falsified reports. He says that senior officers actually filled it out on his behalf to meet requirements for the Corps.
And that was my lesson that he wanted me to learn. I want you to take responsibility to say, you should have told those senior officers no, but you didn't. And that's where he said I went wrong.
Do you regret that?
Of course, 100%.
So Byrd says that he was not punished for or court-martialed for that reprimand letter. He says that the document was supposed to be confidential, and he has now filed a complaint with the Department of Defense. Walsh said that the party will not rescind their endorsement of Byrd for governor. Byrd is one of 28 candidates who has filed for the governor's race. That field will be narrowed down to 2 finalists following the primary election in August.
So another check of our weather forecast from our Outdoor Weather Center. A bit more of a cloudy morning here, as there are some scattered showers that are just out and about for the inland northwest. Most of it is pretty light stuff, but again, account for that for this morning. If you get sprinkled on, just realize that you shouldn't be surprised about that. But this afternoon, we'll be tracking a chance for thunderstorms and perhaps some more intense rainfall as the energy starts to ramp up later on today. This is monsoon moisture when you see the big picture, the showers extending from eastern Washington all the way down into Utah and even farther south from there. Tomorrow's storm system still parked off to the west. So all this moisture and convergence is going to be a player for the inland northwest. Again, all that is monsoon moisture primarily for today. So these next 2 days, we do have those chances for showers and thunderstorms. But today, still pretty warm outside. Mid-80s this afternoon. Tomorrow, a lot colder as a result of that cold front.